Hey, Great Fires community. Today is week 16 science, and you get to be in the classroom with me today. We are studying something that is all around us today. We're in our study of physics, and kind of like when we were studying chemistry, how we realize there are so many small itty-bitty things around us that we can't see, but we know that they're there, right? Kind of like when we studied in week 6 chemical reactions. We may not see molecules forming or bonding, but by the reactions, we're able to know that they're there. Today is a similar concept. We are studying force. What is force? Force is any action that changes the location, shape, or speed of an object, okay? The hard thing is that forces can be balanced or unbalanced. So at any given time, there are forces exerted on you that you may not even know. That's maybe a big word. Let me break it down. Right now, are you moving? Oh, trick question. Yes, you are actually moving very fast through space. You are on Earth being moved through space because of the sun's gravity. Do you remember studying astronomy last year, some of you? We're being kept from floating away from the Earth because we're being pulled down by gravity. Why aren't we sucked into the center of the Earth? Because there's ground under our feet. That's called normal force. We're being pulled down by gravity and equally pushed up by the ground, so we're not getting sucked in, okay? A lot of times, the basic concept of a force is that it's a push or a pull. A push or a pull can be used to make things move. Think of when your grandma pushes you on the swing, right? It makes you move. Or if your car breaks down on the side of the road and you have to push it to a gas station, right? It can also make things move slower. I have my wonderful dog, Blue, who thinks he's forever a puppy. And so we do this a lot. This is a pull. He's pulling me, and I'm pulling him to make him move slower, okay? It can make things move faster. Like if you try to pull a wagon, you wouldn't go very fast, but the force of a horse pulling it makes it go speed up, right? It can stop moving things. Think of, let me see if I can find a picture. Like if someone kicks a ball, that's a push. If a goalie catches a ball, I can't find my picture. Let me see if I can find my picture of a goalie. Oh well, if a goalie jumps up and catches the ball, you stop the ball from going into the goal, right? It can also change the direction of moving things. Let's think if something's coming at you like a ping pong ball, okay, and you hit it back. It reverses the direction. It can change the speed of things. It can also make things change shape. Think of when you crush a can. Or if you've ever seen a baseball in slow motion, when the bat hits the baseball, it's changing direction of the ball, right? The ball is coming at the batter, and the batter hits it the other way. But for a moment in time, the baseball actually compresses, it squishes before it goes flying off. Kind of amazing. Can you think of some other things? What about shooting a bow and arrow? So is that a push or a pull? He's pulling back on the string, but the string pushes the arrow, right? What about when you lift your spoon of cereal to your mouth? Are you moving the spoon? Yeah, you're pulling it towards you. When you throw a bowling ball, that's a push. When you're carrying the trash out for your mom, like all of you good kids do, you're pulling it towards you. Another way to think is a push is anything that goes away from you, a pull is towards you, okay? So like the earth pulls us towards the center, and then the ground pushes us away from it, right? Our memory work for this week, we can say, I put it to Yankee Doodle. Force is any action that changes the location, shape, or speed of an object. That is what force is. You've got it? Do you want to try it with me? Force is any action that changes the location, shape, or speed of an object. That is what force is. So I have a question. Do you have to be touching something to have a force? most of the examples that we think of are applied force. But force can be contact or non-contact. There are lots of different types of forces. There are friction forces, like when you're pushing something on the floor, it doesn't just keep going forever, right? The ground is actually kind of pushing back on you. If you're pushing on a carpet, it's harder than pushing on a wood floor. Kind of like if you tried to go ice skating on the ground, you wouldn't get very far, because the friction with the ground is more than if you're ice skating on ice. There's also, here's a great picture of some spring forces. Like when you push down on a spring, it pops back up. Drag is air resistance. But another thing is magnets have a force. Can you use a magnet to pull stuff? Yeah, absolutely. There's also electrostatic force. There's tension force. There's buoyant force, like think of something that pulls you up in the water. Or tension is something that's pulled taut. So there are lots of forces that can move things. That's when we can figure out how to use different forces to accomplish our ends. That's what engineers are very good at. Forces can be balanced or unbalanced. A balanced force is when something doesn't move. It's wanting to move one way, but it's being pushed the other way so it stays in place. Another thing is a non-balanced one is when it actually causes it to move. Okay, I'm gonna finish up with my other class and I will finish this video shortly.